Okay, this is Algebra, Lesson 1.7 on page 42. And so the first sort of word problem that we're going to solve is talking about foods that America eats, and if we're collecting data, how do we interpret that data? So let's look at what data is. It is information, it is facts, it is numbers that describe something. It's also ways that we can organize information and we can analyze it. They're collecting data for the presidential campaigns. Every day I see a different poll, so you can collect all sorts of data and use it for different reasons. So we could say we could count 3 categories of food eaten by Americans, and we have the year here, 1970, 1975, 1980, 1985. The example could go all the way up to year 2000. We would have a category of dairy, so let's say we have 563.8. It's the amount of dairy that was consumed in 1970. I don't know yet. Let me see. Okay, so this is pounds per person. Okay. And fruits, there was 237 pounds per person, and we could go through and fill our chart out for every year, every 5 years, until we got to 2000. And this kind of data we would find from the U.S. Department of Agriculture prints out this kind of data. Now let's say that we wanted to analyze the data and we wanted to find out the greatest consumption and the least consumption of, let's see, dairy and vegetables. So which year was that? So we would have to make a chart. We would have the year here, and we would have to add these 2 categories together so that we could represent, the T would represent the total of dairy plus vegetables and dairy plus vegetables for a given year. So let's say we have 1970, 1975. My pen doesn't write very small, so I don't know if I can get the whole chart in here. 1985, 1990, 1995, and I'll just do 2000 there. And the total for the, let's say, the dairy and the vegetables for the first year was 899.2, 876.1, 879.6, 951.8, 951.2, 989.4, and 1000. So which year had the greatest consumption? And so clearly the greatest is going to be the 1000 here, and the least is going to be in 1975 with 876.1. And I can do a bar graph, and I can add up, let's say, all my the dairy, vegetables, and fruits all together, and I can figure out, draw those amounts on here. I can have the amounts going here and the years going here, and I can draw a bar graph. Your vertical scale here, though, has to be consistent. This is, you're going up by units of 25. You got to stay in units of 25. You can't skip one, which I did right here. I left off 1275 there, so my bar graph would be inaccurate if I don't go up in the right exact even increment. So make sure when you do that everything is going up in the same. Then you can look and say which year had the most consumption, and that's probably going to be here. We can say the least consumption might be there. So it doesn't matter really what kind of data you're organizing, but you got to be even on this side here, and it has to be representative of the facts. And then we have what's called a line graph. And this is similar to the bar graph in that we'll have a year, 1983. We'll have an amount right there, and we put dots on there, and we connect the dots. Again, you need your vertical lines here to be moving in even numbers. You can't, if you're going to go up by 5, you have to consistently go up by 5. Same here, if you're going to go up every year, you have to keep your data even and consistent. Okay, and your homework is going to be found on pages 45 through 47. Exercises 14 through 22, 32 through 34, 41 for 43. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can, I have lots of different kinds of graph paper that I copied off. So if you need something here to help you so you don't have to draw all the lines, just let me know.